In this example, we're going to look at what subtraction is. So just like we did with addition, we're going to think about, well, what does subtraction model in the real world, and how can we use those ideas when we're learning how to do them algorithmically. So let's look at some definitions. In a comparison problem, two values are being compared, and in a takeaway problem, a part is being taken away from a whole. So you may think of subtraction as synonymous with takeaway problems. So when you were younger, we frequently called them subtraction is a takeaway. You have something and you subtract or take away something. But it can also be considered a comparison problem. And the two ideas are different, and we can use them both to understand subtraction better. So let's read the directions. Determine whether the following subtraction problems are comparison or takeaway, and we're going to find the results. State what is being compared or what is being taken away from the whole. So this is our direction, and these are kind of sub-goals of what we're going to do in this problem. So here we have Isabella jogged 8 miles on Monday and 14 on Tuesday. Now I see the question or the goal. How much more did she jog on Tuesday? Okay. And you may already know the answer to this question, but we're going to draw a picture that shows this idea. Okay. So we're going to think of it as a number line again. She jogged 8 miles, and let's say this is 0 and this is 8. So this would be Monday, and on Tuesday she went from 0 all the way to 14. And 8 looks like it would be somewhere around there. Okay, so notice on Tuesday she jogged more. That was in the question, and we want to know how much more. So we could think of what is the difference, and frequently in comparison problems we're talking about a difference between these two numbers. Well, if this is 8, I can think of this as, what would I add on to 8 to get 14? Okay, so that's not writing it as subtraction, but we're going to translate it into subtraction in just a minute. So we could think of adding on, well, to get from 8 to 10, that would be 2. 10 to 14, that would be 4. So 8 to 14 is a total of 6 miles. So she went 6 miles more on Tuesday. Okay. Now as subtraction, notice this is the larger amount minus the smaller amount. 14 minus 8 is 6. Okay, so we can think of this as a subtraction problem, but lots of times comparison problems it's more natural to think of, well, the difference is I'm starting with a number, how do I get to the next number? Okay. So the things that were being compared, because they asked us that in the problem, we're comparing the number of miles she jogged on Monday to Tuesday. Now let's look at the next one. This is a takeaway problem. Alfinio had 23 marbles and lost 9 in a contest. And our question is, how many more marbles does he have left? So he had 23. So I'm going to use base blocks for this. There's 10. He had 23, and he lost 9 in a contest. Okay, so we need to take away 9 from the 23 he had. Okay. So notice we can think of this as our whole that we were talking about here. Okay. 23, and we have to take away a part of the whole, 9. So we need to take away 9 of these. Now looking at this, I want to take away 9 from this 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross out this 10, and if I take 9 of them, that means there would be 1 left here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This was taken away. Okay. So notice I decomposed this rod into 10 ones. If I took 9 of them over here, there's 1 left over here. So notice the number of marbles he has left is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have 23 minus 9 equals 14. And he has 14 marbles left. Okay, the part that was taken away was 9. And the whole was the total number of marbles he started with, which was 23. Okay, so we've seen both a comparison and a takeaway model. And when we think of these abstractly, if we just have something like 37 minus 12 and it's not in a context, we can use either of these ideas to solve the subtraction problem, whichever we think is easiest or more useful at the time. And we're going to do that in the next problem.